Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Chalo, we'll start writing our answer. Though, less students have joined, and so this is a format that UPSC has asked question in. So for practice, let's do it. The pages given are two only, and the questions asked are five. So the first thing to do is to mark out how much content your space you're going to give to each part. That's all. And you don't have much scope to write. Like probably the first thing that comes to your mind, either examples or some explanation that you think that can best express your thought about that heading to the examiner. So you write that, but mark out the space. Part's one part should not eat out in the space of the other part, right? So start writing, but just have a mental picture of how much space you're going to give to each part. Okay, start writing. Okay, the time is up. How many of you have completed? Good. How many of you are writing? Very good. Seems like that we have been able to complete it. All right, let's discuss simple definitions with like brief, maybe one example, one manifestation, or just an explanation to what you want to say. Constitutional morality means adhering to constitutional values that from that form the core of India's democratic structure. Court brought in this doctrine to show that constitutional morality supersedes social morality. Navtej Singh Johar case, watering down Section 377. It is essential to ensure society moves in progressive direction and ensure rule of law. Correct? Gives one example, also gives why it has to be put in. Conflict of interest occurs when personal interests of family personal finances may stand benefited by a decision, judgment making poli- judgment or making policy from a position of public interest. For example, a judge sitting on a verdict of his own son. Conflict of interest, if declared, does not arise. That means if the judge recuses, not declared, it arises. Even if he has given a uh, fair judgment, in the eyes of people, there always be a question that did he give it or not. So it's better that you declare, you recuse, and you do not get into the situation of conflict of interest. Probity in public life stands for integrity and procedural uprightness in functioning for readiness to be investigated. It is essential for good governance as it upholds transparency, trust in institutions, prevents corruption, merit based decision making. Right? Challenges of digitization, poor digital literacy, fake news in COVID, digital divide, male versus female, 57% versus 33%, misuse, ransomware, data leaks, SBI card data leak, etc. You can also mention some ethical perspectives here. Digital divide means debate of haves and have nots. Poor digital literacy. What is the challenge, ethical challenge that is going to come on digitalization with this? Propagation of fake news that leads to what? Lynching and all, leading to social injustice. Right? Ransomware, where the person has huge knowledge but ethics are zero. This leads to high skill, low ethics, and this is what are the outcomes of the this when we give such a tool in the hand of a person who does not have good values. Devotion to duty. Work is worship, Gandhiji said. Looking at duty as end in itself, not means. This leads to dedication, helping citizens in need of by putting extra effort, determination, fighting political pressure of wrongdoing, working in difficult circumstances, frequent transfer which might disrupt family life. Right? What are the outcomes of devotion of duty and what are some of the examples along with it? Fine. I could demarcate space but not time. You have to be like ready that you have to write, not stop and think, because it is a lengthy question. And but you have to see that the evaluator will give 2 out of 2 marks. If you have written good, he will give at least 1 mark or 1.5 mark. This might be the most rewarding question. Yes, Sabrimala as constitutional morality. Nishkam karma is the devotion to duty. So you're getting my point. Something like this comes. You have to make sure you are attempting all of them. And if you miss one of them directly, 2 marks are going to go out. You are going to be evaluated out of 8. So you have to make sure that you give equal time to all of them. You don't have to stop and think. It just whatever you think immediately at the top of your mind, it has to be given. It has to be written in it. This is a time taking question, but you have to complete in time, right? Chalo, we'll write the case study then. Shall we move? Or do you want to discuss something? Chalo, let's move then. So you're working as a human resource department consultant, HR head. One female employee is saying that she has faced sexual harassment from a CEO of one of your client XYZ Corp. But XYZ Corp is one of the major revenue for your company. It is reputed, very professional, high regards for senior in the eyes of senior management, and they have also appreciated the CEO multiple times of how he is good. However, female employee is saying that it is sure that he has misbehaved consciously. Now, what are the issues with the case, and what are the options available to you, and what are the action that you're going to take as the head of HR? Right? It's a 4.5 page. Like if this is the sheet, from here you can start and you can write 4 more pages. So go ahead and try to fill in what you want to write and see what how much space do you require. Demarcate the space and give introductions in this. Issues as in both like issues of the case study as in the ethical issue according to the facts of the case. So you might have write both of them, like the facts then ethical issues. Right, start writing. All right, the time is up. Have you completed? How many of you have completed? Very good. How many of you are writing? Okay, so pretty much everybody has completed except a few. How was it? Easy, moderate? A very usual, commonly asked case study, right? Yeah. This is the kind of case studies that have been asked and like were usually being asked. UPSC pattern keeps changing every time. Like 2020, a lot of unconventional case studies were there, but 2022, all the case studies were on the similar lines. All six case studies were the similar lines that something wrong is going on and you are responsible to take care of it. You are being threatened with with life, or your child is not well, and otherwise if you do the wrong thing in their favor, you might get benefited. So chalo, let's discuss what to write. Writing 4 pages wasn't a problem, right? No, it wouldn't be a ground for cutting marks, but again, when you write all of the pages, it compels the examiner to give you more marks. For example, everybody else is writing 4.5 pages and you are writing 3 pages or 4 pages, three and a half pages, then it will create a sense of differentiation between you and your like the predecessor who has given 4.5. Evaluator might feel that less has been written here. And again, when you write more, there is more chance that your thought will resonate with that of the evaluator. That is also a plus point. You are able to show off what all you know, right? Chalo, let's discuss. The case pertains to sexual harassment at workplace. As the female employee accuses CEO of XYZ Corp of misconduct, what are the stakeholders? ABC company, profits due to XYZ, their own reputation, XYZ Corp, CEO the accused, victim the female employee, morale of female and conduct of male employees in future for ABC, administration, including HR as myself. What are the various issues that are involved? First is the illegality of act. If done by CEO and is proved, offense under POSH Act 2013. Safe workplace are as responsibility of ABC company. Ensure environment of dignity and self-respect. Development of the employee. Protecting business interest, as XYZ Corp is the biggest client. Business ethics also wants profit, right? Following natural justice, need to give a fair chance to the accused for defense. Reflection of India's work culture, as the justice meted to female employee will promote inclusive values, and if it is not given, justice is not given, it will show that India's workplaces are still not female friendly. Professional competence of myself to be able to deal with the issue sensitively. Now, what has been the benefit of writing these stakeholders? I could take each and every one of them and write one point. This is not just to fill in pages, or this is not just to, something fancy to be put in the answer. It is actually a reminder to you that what all stakeholders you have to consider when you are writing any points. Okay, getting my point? When you're writing, so when you're writing stakeholders, holistically think about what all are the stakeholders and use this to write what all. If you're not able to find out points, use this as the point generator in your mind. Okay, chalo, next, what are the options available with me as the head of HR? Ask her to lodge a formal complaint with internal complaint committee. These are some of the options. I did not evaluate them on merits and demerits, but I gave some of the merits or demerits that can be created according to each option. Social justice will be given if convicted. Proper investigation can be carried out to press charges objectively, right? Fair things will happen if ICC complaint is, lodged. Bilateral talks with XYZ at management level might understand code of conduct of XYZ. They may take up the case and help ABC. We can understand that what is the kind of code of conduct there. Is it good? Is it not good? Accordingly, we can work on it. Informally talk to CEO of XYZ to collect the facts on ground, give him a fair chance of giving his perspective. Hush the topic because of profits. Ignoring the complaint of female employee might create distrust in other employees. If employee goes public, it will hurt the reputation of the company as no action was taken. Right? No box, like you could make merit demerit boxes. It will be time taking, but then giving certain perspectives on each and every option would be fair enough, because directly merit demerit is not asked. So you can give, I'm not saying just write the option and move forward. You should give some explanation as to is it correct or not correct, or what are the merits and demerits, but maybe not like uh, in that format. Like when it is asked, you have to uh, like clearly give merits and demerits separately. My course of action as the head of HR, it is my responsibility to take care of human resource of the company and ensure ethical conduct, not only by employees but also by management. What I will do, I will record a formal complaint of employee and assure her that fair action will be taken on investigation. I might transfer her or give her leave to recover from the trauma and avoid interaction between two parties, and also ensure no pressure on her by the management. I will talk to the CEO personally and try to find out his reputation. Character of a person is well known by all, and will give him a fair chance to explain about the situation. After collecting the facts on ground, I will give my inputs to internal complaint committee and support them to conduct a neutral and just investigation. Based on the findings of ICC, further legal actions can be taken. ICC, which is a legitimate, trustworthy body and that carries out a diligent inquiry, if the misconduct has happened, in the findings, if the misconduct has happened, FIR against CEO with ABC support, cut off ties with XYZ, a Corp to save the image and reputation of our own company. If the misconduct did not happen, if it was a false acquisition, penal action against female employee. If still she feels, her help her escalate the issue and appeal. Sexual harassment at workplace is one of the biggest reason for low female labor force participation, only 17% in India. Apart from the moral duty of citizens, it is also the ethical and legal duty of organization to ensure safety and justice for their female employees. Fine. A diagram always helps, like places where this two things might happen out of the, you have taken the steps but then it is out of your hand, then there are two outcomes that is possible, and you, like the space is limited, always use a diagram. It comes very handy. Diagrams in the sense is infographics, it comes handy to further your arguments. Any questions on this? How can we practice case studies for better points? Like, keep writing every day and keeps reviewing. Keep have a benchmark that you want to reach. That's what I'm providing you by this model answer that I write every day. And see what all you can incorporate from this either presentation or the arguments or the ethical premises, the vocabulary. Keep taking them back and try to implement it the next day when you're writing the case study. Writing 15 case studies, if not 15, like maybe 12 case studies would be good enough. It's like writing two papers already. So it will give you a certain level of confidence about how to write case study and what all are the various ways in which you can write the case study. So keep writing with me. Don't just sit and think and read case studies. That's what, you know. Are you with me on this? I know a lot of people must be having that resistance that to write, and that too in early morning. You've just woken up, you don't feel like writing, but this is the easiest. You finish the work here only. The we'll do it later. The later will never come. You read it now. You practice with me. Yes, definitely Vishakha guidelines can be written. Writing actually shows the gap between target and the actual situation. Yes, and it also tells like where you have to go. Only if you write, then only you will understand what are the issues when you write. Brainstorming is good, but when you have an opportunity to write, do write. And you are anyways dedicating this time, right? With me, these 40-45 minutes for all case studies. See, these trend is changing. That's why I am giving you 4 pages, 3 pages differently in different case studies, because the trend is changing. Sometimes they will give 3 pages, sometimes they'll give 4 pages. That's why you have to be ready for writing any number of pages. So whatever, you have to see the situation, you have to make the strategy right there, and you have to be able to customize how much introduction you want to write, what all spacing do you want to fill in. Immediately that has to come to your strategy when you are attempting the final exam. Okay. BSc test discussion. Okay, I'll ask them. I hope that note making of GS4 was found. GS3, I will ask about the test discussion. Is it not there in the portal? Like other sessions, where other sessions come? Okay, I'll get it checked. Okay, guys. Then we'll close the session. See you tomorrow with another case study and another answer. Bye.